thing as an American citizen, just who are you and what's happening? Because far too much is happening in America. What can we say? We just have to do what it is we have to do. And the reality is that so many people pretend that they don't have no obligation to nothing. I'm saying, so you don't think you should be talking about nothing. And then here we do. I mean, everybody has consequences to life, liberty, and uh, the pros. I mean, but the prosecution was just, the deal is that there was a beef going on between those children. And the real deal is that when we're looking at what, I don't know if you can see that I had split the screen or that was even happening. This conversation about the trial, the 35 years that was given to the young man. And I don't know how much those other children here got in Las Vegas, but they did get some time. Because they got that, they had to go, they didn't get to go to the juvenile prison, they had to go to the adult prison. They charged them as adults. And I think that that's my issue. My issue is that equality just never happened. This is Juneteenth, okay. How many years? 250 years America wants to celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on now. But what is the celebration for? As we're celebrating, you pay taxes. We really do. And y'all say, oh, I paid my taxes. I think my son is home. But, they'd be so happy to be them paying their taxes. And I'm saying, but let's just measure what happens to the local community when the Black children are not making it. Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my. But you understand what I'm saying because it's a tragedy to see how many children are just not making it. But the whole concept between the beef between those children and to act like there wasn't a rift going on, but all the kids wanted to testify and they just didn't want those. They don't want to have the kids testifying, talking about the current life of whatever. Public schools are mandatory. Do you not understand that? I mean, kids go to school because they must go to school. I mean, but here, when you can delay to the age of 7, just delay to the age of 7. And I'm saying, well, what you gonna do at 7 years old? I mean, when you don't know how to behave in the classroom, um, failure is not an option. Do you understand that? But if you allow your child to get that letter grade of F, well, I'm trying to I'm just totally confused because we have Head Start. Did y'all know it's great to be a Head Start parent because they teach you how to do all kind of things. So you can have all kind of training and you can work with the other parents to figure out what you want to be trained on. But even if it's advocacy, but did you see the Obama Center? Anybody log on YouTube and watch the Obamas and they're talking about their center and what they're going to be able to do, what the community is going to be able to do with those resources and learn how to advocate for themselves. Because pimping ain't, I mean, come on now. I mean, if you expected the system to work, the system's just broken. Broken, broken, broken. And all of my sons graduated high school. And if you go find me, my Darlene Anderson 1958. I got YouTube videos out here, but I just go to the public meeting and just trying to understand, well, what's going on. because we're all paying these things called taxes. But I really want to understand how those staff members that day didn't deal with that issue because they knew it was going on. And then this young boy that proposed to have the knife. Well, how come they didn't have the kids searched before they come in there? I mean, they know they got issues with the children and the abuse are going on. But I don't know. I'm I'm not fat. I'm not trying to be fat either. Yeah, I'm just enjoying life as life just goes on. And I'm just saying, hey, yeah. But when you don't do anything and you expect good things to happen, I'm saying, well, I'm just trying to understand. So, I mean, because I do got a roof over my head. This roof is paid for, but I mean, $770 a month. That's what I space rent. But I own this shit. I own all of this shit. Just need to figure out how mhm, to support my people, because my people don't understand freedom ain't never been free. But when you living in America, failure is an option. That's right. hmm What is the value of a little greater F? Well, I don't know. It's like fraud, right? Because it really is. Because we have Title One, and Title One is for neglected and delinquent children, basically. We have economic impact aid, but all these monies that are just supposed to be dedicated to people in poverty. And then the people in poverty, well, y'all never show up. Well, they got something for you. I mean, they just really got something for you when you don't want to do what you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do. I got a little fan here. Or somebody made it for me. hmm Yep. And so, anyways, I'm just saying, if you just understand, well, why don't you understand that we all have this thing called a voice. I mean, God gave you a voice. God gave you something. God gave me something. Everybody's dealing with something. We're just going through shit. And if we don't make it, well, there are a lot of people that just don't make it. They just give up. And I'm saying, honey, I can't give up. Oh, no. Because I still got people I have to ensure that adequacy is happening for, meaning I still got a 42-year-old and I got one grandbaby. She beautiful. Oh, she really is beautiful. And I have to encourage my son to, I better check something, one check, one something. hmm What's happening? You ready to boil the water? Okay, I smelled it outside. Put a little bit of salt in water. Okay. You need me? What? Yeah, or half the bag. We're going to eat it. The whole bag. Make sure you have enough water in there, not a full pot of water. Okay. All right. Had to check on. hmm Yeah. Had to check on my son. He's cooking macaroni salad. Yeah, that's gonna be great. hmm So, anyways, I'm gonna get up here and tell you because all of these black elected officials, we have all of these black folks, and they are elected officials. And they do have power now. Let's not pretend. But you gotta get, you gotta sit in front of them to tell them what you expect. And so my people have to show up. I'm saying, why is it that only 14% of African Americans students living here in Las Vegas, Viva Las Vegas, okay, but only 14% of them are scoring above the 40th percentile for reading and math? And why is it that there is an 88% population of Black children in the juvenile facility here in Las Vegas. Somebody tell me something. But why is it that they have 259% issues of willful defiance? I am blessed. Do you know that? What the blessing looks like at 68 years old. I'm 68. And yes, I am blessed and highly favored. But you might not understand that. But hey, you could put a label on whatever you want to think about and how you want to see it. And then I'll just see me and do me how I do me. And I do me every day because I'm just blessed and highly favored. And people say, oh, I don't believe it. I said, well, honey, that is for you. That is your problem. That is what you have to understand. Because when you understand what the universe is doing for you in your lifetime, then understand the blessing. And yes, I am blessed and too blessed to be stressed. Yes, way too blessed to be. I have three sons and my three sons, and it was nothing like my three sons on the television. No, not at all. My three sons were, well, hello, hello, and welcome, welcome. And I'm going to say, they've changed the way everybody wants to subscribe. And I'm not asking you to subscribe, but I might ask you to share because we have an obligation to ourselves to wake each other up. That's right, because it's time to wake up because we all pay taxes, but yes, we do. But failure has become an option for so many children. And I'm saying, well, what is that letter grade of effort? More or less, I want to understand what is that social and emotional learning? I haven't figured that shit out. But social skills, social and emotional learning, you have to understand we have to learn to get along because you got to go along to get along. We just have to get along. Yeah. And and I'm finding that we like each other's music and life is good. That's just real. Let me see. Let me turn around a bit. Look, you know, my neighbor's over there helping her neighbor. A friend is getting that stuff off her window because they like to put the no parking stickers on your car if you fall asleep at night and you parked in front of your house. They say, oh, no parking. And I'm saying, seriously? Get up and move your car sometimes. You'd be tired. It's just real. It is 100 degrees here in Las Vegas. I live in Henderson, Nevada. And, in California, it was so easy. Well, because my kids were in public school and I could just participate. But here I found it's so difficult because they have all these not for profit non-governmental agencies that are partnering with the public school system. And then somehow, if your children are not making it well, if you ain't making it well, I was trying to understand how did Title One, or how did you get some money to pay your rent from Title One? Because I didn't understand that. But they have the student attendance and review boards here. They do, and they have. Well, you don't understand. Each and every individual generates a certain dollar amount. I mean, we just part of the harvest. You know, Microsoft wants you. Microsoft said, "Ding, ding, ding." Human capital. And then we got Mary J. Blige. She coming to Vegas. She gonna be on the strip. We got Usher on the strip. We got Snoop on the strip, and we just got even the folk. Britney Spears, all of them, anybody who can generate money under the entertainment category. But we didn't understand what Henry Ruggs was doing out at 4 a.m. in the morning. Did you understand? Because that little girl, she just lost her life because Henry was out. And Henry probably shouldn't have been out at all. But I just really want to understand. Henry was at somebody's house and he left somebody's house. And those people was not held accountable. But they still want Henry to be held accountable. But they were they were right there. They could have called for the people, the chauffeurs, the people have money. When you have $6.7 million and now you cleaning somebody's house. you gotta understand you was on the top and you was rocking it, but you didn't appreciate that. But are you a Christian is the question. How does that sit with you? TJS Pier. Oh my God. Lemonade found a miniature duffel bag. Oh, and CNN says, come over there and watch their news station. But I just really want to understand, how is it that we only have such a small number of children who graduate? Oh, but then they have these things called certificates of completion. And these kids, what does that mean? That means that you've been in school for 12 years, boo. And unfortunately, you have not met the basic standards. So we're going to let you not show up no more and embarrass yourself because you can't read and write. And I'm saying, you motherfuckers about stupid, ain't you? This is some crazy stuff. Oh no, all my kids got a high school diploma, and I do mean high school diploma. I mean, they graduated above proficient. I mean, proficiency is critical. Reading is fundamental. Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book. That's what the rappers say. But if you ain't, what can I say? Because they ain't gonna let you. They ain't gonna let you do whatever they want you to do out here. And I am streaming live, but I didn't get here. I came on through Zoom. Come on in Zoom. Come on in Zoom, Zoom. That's right. I came on through Zoom because $160 something dollars. But Zoom, if you have a free account, they keep playing games. Network administrators be playing games all the time, acting like you don't know that you paid for something that you should be having. And when you pay for 2 gigabytes of space, and then all of a sudden your Apple devices is losing your space. And I'm saying, did you not understand? This phone has some space on it, but I'm not paying for space. And on Living Color, in Living Color, the man said, when I die, I want to leave my heir to my mama. We almost there, boo. And leaving heir to your mama during your lifetime. Because every time you try to leave something to your mama, or your mama try to leave something to you, well, they just watching. Somebody's watching you. And I'm saying, oh yeah, we know you watching. And I don't care. You understand? I don't care that you're watching. And I can say what I want to say. And I want to understand why Nevada had a need for 7,000 seats in early start. And then they're saying they're going to start by looking at preschool. Okay, well, how many baby? Well, Nevada operates so differently because these motherfuckers get out of high school and then they move into the suites. I mean, the suites is different because the suites is like 1,500 units. I mean, because they were devised or designed for something totally different. So, all down Boulder Highway, they got the suites. And I'm saying, okay, the suites are there. All right. And okay, I'm hearing you. But you need to understand there are no services for the suites. And the buses be pulling up to get the babies on the buses to take them to the schools, wherever. But they living in the suites. And so all these people in poverty because and they can't afford to live anywhere else. And I'm saying, what's happened here? It's crazy. So they didn't build up like the little houses and stuff. I think we're blessed to have a house. I think we came right in the nick of time, but my mama bought this house and it is owned by me because she been passed away. And I'm blessed. That's what I'll say. But are you of faith? That's what I'll say. Do you believe? Are you a believer? Because I am definitely a believer. And I'm still living. You see, I had 3 baby daddies. And I can't even explain the black man situation. Because truly, I think I gave it a whirl. I tried. And as I tried, it didn't work. And so, therefore, it didn't work for me, but it didn't mean it didn't work for you. I had a sticker, food you like to prepare. I don't want to make no food right now. Right now, Tyler is making some macaroni salad, and it's going to be delicious. That's right. And so, anyways, what was I saying? I'm trying to understand. We have all these black elected officials here, and the black people that ain't making it, and how they do people dirty here. I mean, they've been holding on to my mama's tax dollar. I mean, she was due a tax return, and I did everything. The process. I followed the process. Motherfucker trying to hold it. Like I got to make a change. I ain't got to make no change. She's already dead. Mhm. Federal government didn't make no change, so therefore I don't have to make no change. And that is the way it is. Life is what it is. May not like the rules, boo, but the rules are the rules. And I understand what the rules are. Catholic Charities of Southern Nevada is actually I mean, I work for the Catholic Charities in uh, in California. I did. I was with the Sisters of Mercy, Mercy Housing, and we, yeah, Mercy Housing, and well, I worked at, um, well, was it Crossroad Gardens, and they had Kennedy Estates. They had several different apartment complexes through Mercy Housing. And what they would do is try to provide a pathway for families to become sustainable and transition, whatever. And what I was able to do at the apartment complex that I was working at is because they had a child care center, we made it Head Start preschool and uh, and early start too, because they took babies from 5 weeks old, premature babies, to 5 years old. And then, it was preschool. And they worked with the families there in the complex. And you could get on the list, but and it was, hey, it was awesome because it was right there in the apartment complex. And how many apartment complexes actually offer childcare? But here in Nevada, where they have the suites, and the suites have over 1,000 units, and I'm trying to understand. I don't even understand this concept of where the public services are because they don't exist. There are not enough services for the poverty that they have created because they just created this poverty. And when they give people this certificate for completion, they don't even worry about it because you don't have to have a high school diploma to get a job here. This is a right to work state. So if you kiss enough ass, well, guess what? You go and get to work. And that's kind of how it works. But if you intelligent enough and you got a skill, bring that skill to the table. That's what I can say. Life, liberty, and chatter, 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 chat, chat. And so everything, Morgan Freeman, I'm posting a video every day. Well, Morgan seems to love himself these days. Well, there's a whole lot of them that love themselves. But, when they directly open the door to you, you could be excited too, because you can reach out and follow anybody you want to follow. Because guess what? Ain't nobody running you except for you. But when you start subscribing, boo, that's a whole different. I'm not subscribing. Ain't nobody getting my shit. No, I'm not paying nobody for nothing. I'm not subscribing. But you can subscribe for free, and I like subscribe for free because then you can follow me. Maybe you'll learn a little bit. But what are we talking about? Some of these people want you to pay $9.99 or $7.99 or $5.99. Are you out of your mind? I say yes. I think I'm out of my mind because I'm not subscribing. Maybe you get 30 cents or the flower or the rose or, the tapping on the screen or whatever they do. Acknowledgement, but I'm not doing all that. There was somebody roaring. Mm, oh, she must have got the door. She must have got that window clean. hmm Yeah, so I'm just saying the world has changed overnight. That's right, but I'm going to assure you that special education is still special education. And neglected and delinquent, still neglected and delinquent. Oh, the McKinney-Vento grant. Read the grants, boo, because states have obligations to you, not only just to me too, boo. And when they give you an open medical for life, which they did for me, and then they told the judge told the carrier and Los Rios to go back and figure out what my disability truly was, and then pay me. And these motherfuckers didn't pay me a dime, and they tried to trick me by offering me 5,000 and 10,000, and I'm saying no, I'm not taking that shit because my disability is truly my disability, and I know what it is. But it turns out I do have RA. I don't know what that is, but I know that I've always had it. It's like chronic pain, and I'm saying, ah, but guess what? I'm living in America and I smoke weed every day. I smoke weed every day. I learned that from Snoop. And it's just good. It's a way to manage your pain. And they have all these ingredients in different kinds of marijuana. And if you get some with the lamacine or, they get some, they have, let's see, they have myrcene in there and they have lamacine and then they have all kind of different additives, but then they have the THC. And you don't have to smoke to get high. I don't smoke to get high. I smoke to manage pain and life. And guess what? God is good to me because I understand what it's all about. And you ain't got to have no specific anybody, but you do have to have a circle of a community of people that understand that we're working towards the same thing, the freedom and liberty and justice. And, this 250 years, y'all think y'all free, but the minute you believe, the moment you wake up, I promise you, they're going to notice you. And when they start noticing you, your shit is not going to work the way it's supposed to work. And I'm saying, these motherfuckers, I own this shit, but when you buy 2 gigs of space, on your Apple devices. Every Apple device should just run in there and get in that gig. But when they make you fill up your little tiny device, and I'm saying, fuck you. No. I put the 2 gigs of space. I'm supposed to have the unlimited space. And then you act like this is the only way. No, this is not the only way. Well, hello, hello, hello. Editor 2327. Dang. Dang me, I don't know. There's a song that says "Dang me" too. It really is. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you, we can do whatever we want to do. As this is 2026, we ain't got to ask no permission. But don't be silly. You do have to show up, and so we're finding out that what is showing up actually look like. What it looks like. What's that one saying? Is it done? Well, what do you mean? The noodles are done. You drain them and the eggs are done. Okay. And you find the mayonnaise. And but what else is there? Did you find a can of peas? Look for a can of peas. A can of peas. Yes. Because peas go good with that salad. Mm-hmm. Yep. Macaroni salad. And so that's my 29-year old. I have to remember sometimes. He is 29 years old. And I have my last child at 38, and he was my last child at 38 years old. And as a single parent, I've had an awesome life, and I just have had an awesome life. This is something else is down here. Bye, you're a genius, and GL, see ya later. I don't know, I guess I'll see you too. But anyways, when I look at what I've been able to accomplish, meaning that my kids all got that thing called a high school diploma. But why is it that some of these people are struggling? And what is it this? I'm not understanding education anymore because you have to be able to read the King's English by a certain grade level. And then you have to be able to stay at age appropriate grade level. But when these motherfuckers ain't got no place, they got flexibility. They can just do whatever. And I'm saying, Oh no, that federal money, it don't come like flexibility. It don't come like, oh, we're gonna do it later. No, it come now. And you have to talk about what you're doing right now. And I'm saying, but when you ain't helping everybody right now, then it's a problem. Because I want to talk about how many people just ain't making it and why they may not be making it. Because you got jobs, you got retirement, hell, you got all these community partners. Do you know that there is no responsibility for a third party provider to do nothing for you? Did you understand what that means? And I'm saying, okay, so I'm dealing with this comp carrier who ain't got no obligation. Bitch ain't even got to say nothing to me. Oh no. She got it all twisted because they didn't follow the rules. And the rules are the rules. So I'm gonna have to figure out what the rules say. But number one, I was told I do have something. So whatever I have, I'm gonna find it out. And I'm gonna utilize it accordingly. That's real. So as I'm sitting here and I am going to be 68 years old at the end of this month and trying to stay, uh, you know, vibrant. I'll put it like that, relevant. And I asked myself, I got a purpose because all my kids graduated. The one that was in the Gifted and Gate, y'all don't even understand the GT program. GT, Gifted and Gate. Then I had a non-specific child, non-specific disability. They put that on the piece of paper, non-specific. And then I had one that was severely MR. And I'm saying, well, what is that? But anyways, it was nothing. It was the same as all children because all children are entitled to what is free and appropriate. So when we start looking at what your child will accomplish by a certain age and a certain whatever, then we just start measuring that. And every time we went to the meetings, we would talk about what we're going to accomplish or how we accomplish that. And I'm just saying, do you understand? And so I just finished recently survived, the graduation of two twins. I mean, two siblings. They were twins. One was a little bit more independent than the other. And but they both graduated high school with a high school diploma. And I'm saying that was an accomplishment because I met them when they were in the third grade and we repeated the third grade. Simply they went to a charter school, a dependent charter school, an independent charter school. And there is a difference between a dependent charter school and an independent charter school because a dependent charter school is still dependent on the district for services. But I'm just trying to understand. They're trying to create this service center for Nevada to service all the schools. It doesn't matter who they are. You understand? They're just going to get services. And I'm saying, and they're going to be able to buy these services. And I'm saying, that's what you have West Ed for. I mean, I don't even understand how they have this shit running, but it's running, running, running. And failure is an option. And I'm saying, oh, but you try to follow along with their board meetings. You can't follow along with that shit. They doing something totally different. And I'm saying, oh, but that's your tax dollar. Our tax dollars too. So, for the Negro people, my people, the one who have the 88% population of black children in the juvenile facility, or perhaps the ones who have let me check. It's my oldest son right there. What's up? Huh? Speaking? I said, what's going on? I would come over here and talk on my live stream. This is my oldest son, Shaka. And coming in a little bit more, just a little bit more. You got to deliver it. You got to deliver it. But anyways, I have a 40-year-old too. 42, 40. And, hey, it's life. And we're just getting older. What happened to my other glove? I have this great glove. I had them both on the table. See, they're gardening gloves. But I'm gonna plant some stuff. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my glove. So, anyways, I encourage you to ask questions. I know if they've got a 259% issues of willful defiance behaviors that are unacceptable to society, and they're just racking up the behaviors. But guess what? They have an obligation to change those behaviors, to fix it, basically, because you kind of like broke it. I mean, how could you have a 259% issues of willful defiance, and what does that look like, and who's demonstrating, who's saying, who's willfully defiant? I just was trying to understand that shit. I was really trying to understand what was going on, because somehow it wasn't it didn't add up to me. That's right. And then they have a 38% population of Black children in the foster care system. But I'm just saying, what they was told is that they was being too restrictive under kinship rules. And I'm saying, well, perhaps you understand that too restrictive, because they just issuing out the federal dollars. And I'm saying, oh, no, no, no. There's no waivers. We don't do waivers anymore because Obama got rid of that. And so you need to understand, we just gonna have to look at the basic data and say, well, let's talk about who ain't making it, so that we can have a conversation about who needs to be at the table to ensure that adequacy is happening. Because failure is just not an option. And they play these little games where these are apps, applications, and then it matters if you can share with someone else, or if we can grow our circle of whatever. Because, who are they? I mean, just because they're buying up all the advertising space, and who said they get to choose? They don't get to choose shit. God's running this. Oh, are you I am spiritual, boo. So know this. And I know that life is changing. Not just for you, but for me too. hmm Yep, because I've got everything I need. hmm And I just do. And I have my three sons. And I'm able to have my three sons because I got a disability. And, and that about that disability, they gave me that disability in 2002. They just gave it to me. Now they're going to find out that, guess what? I still have it. And that's probably why they're not approving my transfer to over there to rheumatology, because they have to pay for that. Because they gave me an open medical and they didn't understand what they gave to me. But I know that I'm blessed, and I know I'm going to get everything God has promised me. And you're going to see what the blessing is. But I'm telling you, faith and understanding that it is we. And we have an obligation to the youngest and the neediest of children. So let's just figure it out. What are we doing for those 7,000 babies that need an early start placement? And really, we should be working those early start placements with the community and building capacity within our community. So each one, reach one, teach one. And I've been on here for about 40 minutes, almost 38 minutes. And I'm going to tell you, the important thing is to understand failure is never an option. And if you're struggling, please inbox me, because I can tell you and show you where to go, and you will be empowered too. So until we see each other again, y'all have a blessed day. This is Citizen Anderson out here on Podbeam, or Darlene Anderson 1958, or follow me, Darlene Phillips Anderson, on Facebook. But y'all, wake up and have a blessed